See everyone today. I'm Nick Patterson. We've got Greg McClintock here. Believe Mark Gai will be joining us soon. But it is fantastic seeing you today, Greg. How's everything? Tell me.
Well, I'm here in Southern Ohio. We're doing good. We have beautiful weather. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Fireworks last night, the big party in the small town. We were in bed by 11 o'clock. So that's that. How was your Independence Day weekend?
I'm
Well, weekday, I guess,
yeah, it's a
weekdays, huh?
definitely on a Thursday, so weekday, but I just had another surgery on Tuesday, so have had a little bit of pain associated with that. So I stayed home for the 4th, had a fantastic time. I was able to just walk outside my door, and my neighbors just put on a wonderful fireworks show,
Wow.
both from the right side and the left and in front. I'm telling you, there were fireworks, and I'm talking thousands of dollars worth of fireworks that people just blessed us with. Didn't have to do anything. I spent a couple of $100 around New Year's, so it was fantastic today being able, to enjoy those fireworks and everything. So, how about you, Mark? It's good to see you. Oh, I thought I saw him for a moment there. There he
Here he
is.
is. Hey,
Look
hi,
at him.
Mark.
He's got the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, Nick, you know, I think we need more people like Nick in this world. So wait, I don't know, Nick, have you seen those applications where you can AI clone yourself?
I have seen that. I think that's a scary business there.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. It's like you put in all of your work, all of your writing, all of your thoughts, and then it's
Yes.
like, okay, so I want to speak. What would Nick do? And then you ask a question, and then it actually would speak in your cadence, in your voice, in your knowledge, and it's pretty accurate, and it's available right now for everyone.
That's a lot of things that I work with. That's how I have programmed my own AI companion. And my AI companion helps me a lot in doing just that. They know my thoughts on particular things, my viewpoints, my experiences. And I absolutely love working with my current AI companion.
That's what it is. It's just for fun, right? What would Nick Patterson do? What would Gregory? What would Mark do? And we know that AI sometimes makes stuff up, but I think it's pretty accurate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What have you been up to this week, Mark? I saw a nice, cool video you put out as you were advertising an amazing improv class that you do. Go ahead, tell us about that improv class. Go ahead, give yourself a couple minute commercial. We want to hear about it, and how could our viewers, connect with you more and connect with us more. I absolutely love when I'm able to go to that improv class. So tell us about it, why it's important, and yeah, go for it, buddy.
Well, you know what improv does? It opens up your mind to what is possible in your life. If you want to be a better salesperson, you will become a better salesperson. If you want to be better in your relationships because of better communication, through listening, through building your partner up, making them feel great, even when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, improv teaches you that. It gives you the confidence. It gives you the confidence to start a conversation with a stranger, maybe in a different state, in a different country, in a different city. It gives you that tool and multitude of tools just to be you, to be more you. I think a lot of times we forget who we are, and society tells us, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. And somewhere along the way, if you're not careful, you forget your own voice. So improv allows you not to be childish, but to be childlike, to have curiosity. And our group is very special, as you know. It's special in the way we support each other. So it gives you confidence, it gives you courage, it gives you competence. I'm using all alliterations. And it's like what people tell me is once the class is over, next day or the 2 days after, they're still laughing. They're still thinking about things that have happened in the class, and people thinking like, why are you laughing all of a sudden? Oh, it's from this improv class we did this thing. And sometimes I just have to write down so many ideas because as a teacher of this class, I get so much inspiration and it just moves me to create. And I love teaching group classes because the energy is different. Everyone just comes together. It's really special.
Absolutely. Would you say that improv could also help the budding entrepreneur or someone that's preparing for a career change and maybe doesn't have a lot of industry contacts or industry experience with that career change shift?
Um,
What because most people think improv, they think comedy. And yes, we can, like you said, instead of being childish, we're childlike. But for that person venturing out into a new land, I believe this class could give skills that would really help that person. What would you say to those people? Why should they try your improv class if they were looking to do that, Mark?
So this class is based on principles of improv. Comedy is not the goal. It
Right.
is one of side factors. If you are feeling a little unconfident or you need that leap of, heck, I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna leap and see what happens, right? This is what improv does. It gets you out of that um, out of that rut, out of that stuckness. You feel like, oh, I'm gonna binge on Netflix again, or I'm gonna freeze up next time at Zoom. I don't know what to say. Improv gives you that lubrication in your communication, that it's not so bad. You can speak to anyone. Nobody is as gifted as Gregory, so we can all look up to him because he can speak to anyone, anywhere, anytime. But if you are looking to build your way to a Gregory status, I think improv can get you there.
Well,
Absolutely.
let me take it from there, the Gregory status. I was gifted by Mark months ago to join one of his classes, and I hit miss on a Saturday morning because of work schedule. But the times that I were there, international people, that blew me away. The creativity of people of all genres, ages, from people retired to my age to in their 30s and 20s. Everybody come from every different walk of life. And at some point, everybody went to that stuck place and Mark took them beyond that stuck place. And I thought it was very, very, very inspirational. And I just liked the recent video this morning, right before we linked on Facebook. So hopefully people join in there. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. It's all that you've said and more. Go ahead, Nick.
No, again, we're advocating today. I know Mark's like, what? We were supposed to do this, but you've got that new class that's starting, and we want to support one another here with our
Absolutely.
various ventures. And Mark, we know this isn't a free class. People do pay to participate, and people value what they put into financially.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we want to support that. And I know that they can email you or message you here for more information.
Absolutely.
Or
And this is a more offer in the marketplace, and it fills a niche of communication training. So we have several promotions. Somebody will just want to take a class for 4 weeks and be done with it. Okay. Somebody wants to stick around for 3 months. Okay. We also have an annual subscription. So we have three different levels, and it's depending on the situation, the budget, and your goals.
excellent. Well, thank you so much for that. And I think that that's something we can discuss today, the power of being prepared. The power of being prepared. Sometimes we may not have a prepared discourse on how to respond to someone. We may find ourselves meeting someone that could literally change our lives if we say the right things. Words are keys, keys open doors. And when we walk through those doors, unlimited possibilities are in front of us. So, are we prepared to speak? Because if we're prepared to speak, you hit something on the head earlier, and that's listening. With improv, we learn how to listen. We learn how to articulate what the person has asked of us without getting lost in our own labyrinth of thoughts. Isn't that so easy to do? We start thinking, well, I did this and I did this, and we want to say so much so fast. But if we take the time to listen before we start speaking, yeah, the power of the pause. We just felt it there. It has power. And when that person feels heard, those keys, I'll tell you, they come out way faster than when we just talk about ourselves. If someone asks you a question, how you respond makes all the difference. Mark, what are some scenarios that you could think of where people being prepared to speak on whatever subject, whenever, how can that equip them and open doors? And is it something people either have the gift of gab or they don't? I believe they can develop it, but what are your thoughts there? Then we'll go to you, Greg.
Yeah, I'm gonna start and give it to Greg. I think such a distinguished group of humans here, and I'm so privileged to be part of it every week. Truly am. So you were talking about being prepared, not prepared. There's case for both. If you are not prepared, be present. Be present and just be present, right? That's what it is. Be present and match the energy of your audience or your conversational partner. Um, you know, we don't get gray hairs for nothing, right, Greg and Nick? There's
Oh, thank you.
You still have
right.
hair.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want it to be a sore topic. So that's why I have cut my short, but otherwise too much gray showing, and you learn, right, with each gray hair. Oh, yes, I learned that here. All right, 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 right. And oh, I still have some hair left. Okay, good. Thank God. Or, just be present. It's not always about your agenda. And I think it's about the ego, right? It's put the ego aside and be present. And you think, well, I don't want to start. For years I never listened. For years I was this self-absorbed. Just start with a small step, and you think, that felt really good for me and for the other person to be this generous. Let me try this a little bit more.
Well, thank you, Mark, for that. I'll take that because you tell me what my therapist has taught me in the past couple of years, and it's the gift of gab. Is good in improv conversation. Hi, how are you? That kind of thing. But the gift of gab, I'll confess, has been the biggest curse in communication in my life. You can be all ready in yourself by ego, as you well pointed, by self absorption, which is one feeds the other, and walk in. I'll say something. I've got to that place. I'll say something. And then that rock in a private conversation or while you're speaking publicly comes out of your mouth, and you cannot unhear the spoken word. Um, the flat spots have come from unpreparedness. The gift of gab has given me the propensity to procrastinate and be lazy. And the small steps that I've learned over the past 5 years of transitioning my life forward for goodness and motivation and reaching people, first and foremost for Christ, is my biggest passion. And all that I do is that thinking that I'm going to be ready because I'm me is a flat spot. The power of being prepared, I rely upon. I'll take material now and regurgitate it, read it, quotes or whatever, write out what I'm going to say for a little 3 to 5 minutes because now I'm confident that's what I'm going to say. Something happens in a crowd or someone responds, that's my natural gift of gab. I find that both your natural ability and teaching ability or teaching receivability go hand in hand, and that's called growth. You're not going to mature. I've run into many people, and I don't ever want to be one of them that are old chronologically but are immature emotionally and they're out of sync. And they think that that can't be fixed. It can be fixed. It can be fixed today. My thought for the day, my theme for the day is give thanks always. And I've heard so much here this morning to be thankful for. One, to be part of the podcast. Two, to be a part of your improv class and just refocusing on that. But the constant feedback of where's my ego? What am I learning? What am I really saying? Oh, I'm always talking, but what's being heard? And I'm very sensitive to that more than ever before. And I'm proud of that. Thanks for bringing that up, Nick.
That's fantastic. The gift of gab as a curse. That's a
Hmm.
thought. That
Yeah.
really hit me when you said that, because so often we we fail to listen. That's that at the end of the day, we fail to listen. And I believe that you're right. Having that gift can also lead to people not preparing. And I've
Mhm.
seen that over and over in our Toastmasters organization, where people will, they will be selected to speak and that sort of thing, but they don't get the true value of the experience by just getting up and saying what's on their mind or heart. Sure, they get applauded and often they do well, but they miss growth points because they don't take it to the next level. And, the clubs that I'm in two different clubs personally. And one club is more, it's okay to be off the cuff, and one, it is definitely not okay. And I love that balance, because one club enables me to keep on my toes, and the other club will tear me apart in evaluation if I'm not prepared. And I need that. I need both. But I do think of the club that has it, and it's just everything's kind of okay. I want to make sure they're not losing value at the same time, because there's value in intentional preparation. And after in Toastmasters, because I know a lot of our viewers are not Toastmasters, you go through different projects and paths and that sort of thing. And I'm I'm repeating projects now 3, 4 times just to make sure that I get the true value before I submit it. I'm giving a speech 3 and 4 times, because it's not about the check mark. It's about the value of the learning process in each and every one of those projects we're required to do. And so I say that to our listeners today too. If you're going to do something, do it well. Don't
Yeah.
skip the steps just to get the certificate, because if you're in competition with yourself, which that's I'm competing against myself. I'm not seeing how many certificates I can get on the wall. I have plenty. What I'm hoping for is to continue to grow, to evolve, and to be the best communicator I can be. And that comes through presenting things, receiving evaluation, applying that evaluation, and continuing on. And I remember my days when I was okay just being an improv guy, but the balance is where it's at. I learned that through my TEDx experience with Mark. He was my coach through that. Will Hayes helped coach me through that. But Mark set out, this is what you do, this is how you prepare. And though I had spent a lot of time in speech preparation before, internalizing something and preparing it are two different things. And now I work to internalize my messages so that I can present them again at a moment's notice. Why am I doing it? There's a benefit for me. It's called the memorization and internalization of those projects, knowing what works in a variety of audiences, and then being able to pull it out of my tool belt when I need to, on the spot if needed, but also to go in. Hey, Nick, someone canceled. Can you come give a presentation? Yes, I can, and I can do it well.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
You
Thoughts,
know,
Mark?
I have something to say about this, Nick. So Toastmasters and others, it's self-guided, right? It's a self. There's no teacher says, okay, you got to
Yes.
do this, you got to do that. On this is when it's due. So you graduated school, high school, college. There's nobody who is sitting on your shoulder and say, you got to do this. This is all self-directed, self-propelled, right? So you have to be disciplined. So it's how much I think you said golden words today, how much value, because I'm taking courses and I just want to get certificate quickly and put it in on my wall. It's a vanity thing. It's I want to show it off. But what is the value? Such an important things you said, Nick. I do have a question for you. You recently have started and been invited to a leadership position, like the top 3 position in Florida, one of the Florida districts for the nonprofit, the big organization that we were part of. So how is that happening for you? What are you learning? What are your challenges? What are some insights? Because it's a lot of responsibility. I'm sure it's a lot of pressure. Also, you have to juggle, so many personalities and requests. How do you manage it all, Nick?
I'm still learning. I think is a very good response there. But having an amazing team of people that have been there, that have done that have a passion for the growth of Toastmasters, both in those clubs that exist already, but also in going to new areas. We have so many spots on our Florida map for North and Central Florida with absolutely no Toastmasters presence. And this is a wonderful opportunity, I believe, for communities to come together. We've seen that in World Golf Village, where we started a club last year, and another club that I've been part of starting. Our vision was 2 years ago. That club is finally chartering. There's so many clubs that are already there, and I think if I could say I've learned one thing, it would be that I do not want to map out my year. And if I do 6 this month, 6 that month, I'm not doing it like that. I want us to start as many clubs as we can right now, get it going now, so that these clubs can go through that same journey together of chartering. And I believe it will be more helpful for my team to be preparing certain paperwork now, connecting with the club. And then we have maybe 9 months to spend with that club and really encourage them and grow with them, instead of getting all the T's crossed, the I's dotted, and then a new year happens with new leadership. I want us to work on these clubs now, to support them now. And I think that's probably the biggest paradigm shift I've had, is instead of seeing, do 5 a month and this gets you to your quota, but to have our new baby clubs start their journeys together.
This is the most this is the most unorthodox I ever seen in this organization. But I love it. I love it. It's very entrepreneurial, right? It's very out of the box thinking. And sometimes we need that. We need somebody to come and paint paint the ceiling orange or something. I don't know. But maybe do something different.
Nick, I can give you great encouragement on your process. The head district leader for South Central Ohio of the Nazarene Church Conference has done exactly for our year going forward, called Retool in Southern Ohio. All the small churches that have gone by the wayside and almost closed, everybody do the same thing now, exactly what you said, called Retool, and everyone push in, and we're going to do all these minimum things, and we're all going to do it together, and we're going to do it now. That's
Yes.
exactly what he just had a conference on, because it works. You're going to find out who sticks with it, and you're going to find out. The old saying is, throw mud on the wall, see what sticks, go with it. What falls by the wayside. It's simplistic, but it works, because if everybody feels everyone's behind them, the 2 guys out in the small village knows that people are coming to help him retool. They're encouraged, and when one friend encourages another, we see what it does. Here we are. just self-encouraging as a philosophy, and also always wanting to know that you're getting better. I had a 20-year experienced pastor and all over the country. This about a month ago sent me a text. He's being evaluated on his presentations for his senior pastor classes going forward higher to be a district leader. And would you evaluate some of my sermons? Here's the questionnaire, secret ballot type thing. And not because I do speaking or desire to do speaking or have life experience in it. It's because I come from a different point of view among the collective big church. He's 1,000 average baby pastor combined weekly, big events more. He has traditional 80-year-olds. He has a whole bunch of youth, and he has the mom and dads in between. He's a vibrant church. How am I coming across a 20-year guy? Well, maybe we never lose that insight. That's what we're talking about. That's how we build. What do you think about that, Mark? That's what you teach as a career, always being coached, being willing to learn. So I'm getting Nick's idea here at a conference in the Nazarene denomination I'm trying to advance in, and being asked by pastors at the 20-year mark, how am I coming across? May we always ask, how am I coming across? Mark?
Yeah, you got to be coachable. This is so interesting. I just feel so privileged to be in this room. Really am.
As well.
Encouragement, support, also ideas. When you said some of our listeners are part of different nonprofits, different organizations, I say always learn from the leader in the field, sometimes in a different field even, right? Who is the best of the best of the best, and just copy everything they're doing, or at least learn what they're doing and use it in your,
Yes.
right? Just not steal it, but like borrow all these ideas and like go for the top person or the group of people and learn from the best. Because if you just I think only see it from your point of view, I think you miss out on learning and miss out on everything.
That's it. And isn't that what life is? A journey of learning. Each day we learn something new, whether we want to or not. Whether we
Yeah.
want to or not, we evolve each day, and we have to choose how our growth is. Is it intentional growth, or is it happenstance? Do we just grow because it's a byproduct of our daily existence, our patterns? And maybe that new knowledge is, wow, they're doing new road construction here. Wow, they're building a new restaurant here. Wow, Mindy's pregnant. Just that type of knowledge, or are we seeking to grow as people? That's a question we have to ask ourselves.
And stay, it's like find the people that think like you or think better than you. And isn't it what you said? If you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong class, you're in the wrong room, right? Be the least experienced so you can learn and soak it up.
That's it. You hit the nail on the head. People say if you want to be a millionaire, surround yourself with millionaires. It rubs off. I want to share with you all, as well as kind of as we're closing today, just another thing that I'm helping people with these days, and that is finding a career path in the technology field and getting those certificates. Mark and I both can help you in a new career and doing and launching a new path. But there are careers possible that make over six figures with just certificate programs. And for people that are interested in working with companies like Google or Meta or IBM, they're all hiring right now because the universities, as people graduate with computer science degrees, that information's already outdated. And so these companies are hiring hundreds of thousands of people right now as we make the next leap into a technology revolution. If a career path is something you're interested in changing, and you're willing to spend, instead of a 4-year degree, 4 months working hard, being coached how to get into that field with a few different certificates, let us know. This could be the most important thing you ever do. So consider that. Let us know. It's here. And I'm not just talking about it. I've been going through some of the certification process myself because I wanted to see before I started endorsing it. And
Yeah.
man, not only is it real, but there are immediate hires with sign-on bonuses that you are able to access, all with real companies. I'm talking Meta, IBM, and Google. So something to consider today. Why did we talk a lot about improv and that sort of thing? Because you've got to be ready to respond with those types of opportunities. You've got to
Yeah.
be ready to show how a certificate pits you against the person with a 4-year degree because you've got that relevant experience. Imagine the power of negotiation if you spent some time in Mark's improv class and with some coaching from us on what to have your resume look like in your portfolio.
Yeah.
Just saying, we're here for you. We want to encourage you to dream big dreams, to catch that spirit of wonder, and to always be childlike, not childish. That was my favorite quote of the day, Mark. Go ahead. I'm Nick Patterson. It's great seeing you guys. Go ahead and close out Greg and Mark.
Well, thank you both for one, being here today and being a part of this great podcast of encouragement. I've learned several things, but one I want to take away for sure of that last dynamic you just mentioned, Nick, new technology, being trained, and all that. That's where my gift of gab dynamic doesn't do me any good if I were to be hired to do public speaking for someone. They're going to say, "What have you done?" That's where certifications and Toastmasters and TED Talks, podcasts like this all come into play. Oh, I just have a gift of gab. Hand me the microphone. Whoa. I have to have my natural abilities be coachable, childlike. I want to learn new all over again, go through the first grade to the junior high, so that now I'm in high school, people will trust me with the microphone. So I walk away encouraged with that. At my age, and transitions and opportunities, they come and they're precious. I have several coming up, but I take them dearly because I want to build upon each one. And you have to be prepared, Mark.
I think Mark's already signed off. We are
Okay.
going to go ahead and tell everyone have a great week. We will see you back right here on the Art of Encouragement next Friday at 10 a.m. Bye, guys.
See ya.